Hello there, guns and gals, and welcome to the network. I'm Neptura, and today we're going to be looking at my top 3 final circles and European wins from Pubg, Na'Vi, and Eastern Stars on the first 2 Super Weekends of Pmgc West League. To start, we are going to look at the second Super Weekend, Day 2, Match 4. Pubg are in the compound of this final phase, with UOL on the high ground on the side of the hill. As the zone shifts in UOL's direction, Pubg are left outside the zone. UOL capitalize on this by sending Fresh down to a rock in front of Pubg's path and Rolkis in a vehicle on an off angle. However, Pubg know Fresh is there and use nades to knock him, meanwhile finishing off Rolkis in his car. GK and Lin are now left as a duo at the top of the hill while Pubg push towards them as a full squad. There are more trees and bushes to use as cover at the bottom of the hill, and only GK moves forward into zone. He is knocked around the same time Lin goes out to the blue, and Pubg take the chicken dinner. UOL made the mistake of pushing too few too far. While they did have to come down the hill slightly to be in zone, they overextended into nading distance. They were trying to set up a new boundary and keep Pubg out of the zone, but sadly it didn't work, especially with Rolkis being exploded along with his car. Perhaps a better move would be to make that push with all 4 on different angles, keeping in mind that the buildings are good cover, but they also limit the angles you can take from the windows, providing a sort of cover also onto the enemy outside. However, it didn't go that way. Instead, with 1 dead and 1 down, Pubg took the opportunity to push up as a full squad and leave UOL cornered as a duo. At that point, there was nothing they could do and the win was handed to Pubg. Secondly, we're going to look at Match 5 of the same day, just after the Sandhawk game we just discussed. After taking Rise out, Na'Vi are left with Furious Gaming and Bullock. Na'Vi have a good spread on the southwest side of the zone, with Bullock having a similar spread on the opposite side of the road. Bullock take out FG, who were caught out in the open, with Mekyu and Kitsune joining forces on the outermost points of their flank to interrupt Bullock's recovery, leaving them as a 3-man squad against Na'Vi's 4. Keeping their distance, Na'Vi knock another member just as 1 more goes out in the blue, leaving just Medeon on his flank. He, however, is spotted out quickly and Na'Vi win the match. This is a good example of a normal fight. No heroic pushes or massive plays, just taking opportunities for shots when they come and being smart about their flanks. Both Bullock and Na'Vi had the right idea with their spreads, each taking control of their side of the circle and blocking pushes. Na'Vi make the right move by third-partying Bullock, disabling them and putting them on the defense. Once they have 1 or 2 knocks, however, Na'Vi don't go for the push. Bullock's side is too defendable, and from their positions they don't have much information on them. With the zone on their side, they instead keep knocking and waiting for long-distance shots. The last man standing on the side of Bullock is the one they have the most information on, and it's not hard to clean him up. By bothering them just enough to prevent any moves by Bullock, Na'Vi put distance between them and then let the game take its course. For the final look, we're going back to the second day of the first Super Weekend. It's Phase 6 of the third match and Eastern Stars are outside the circle. The terrain is helpful, however A7 and SMB are blocking their path. Eastern Stars put pressure onto SMB on their right, reducing them to a duo with a nade and then smoking their sightlines so they can move into zone. A7's attention is split between Fenerbahce and S2G out in the field, so Eastern Stars are allowed to sneak up behind on the high ground. They take a 1-2 split around the edge, although Octavian getting knocked by S2G across the way slows their progress. Athos is knocked by SMB, but the knock is returned by Octavian, which is flushed by S2G. Eastern Stars then go for the push onto the duo of A7. Octavian knocks 1, but both he and Athos are knocked by S2G, leaving Kapahala in a 1v1. He wins with a final shot over the rock and is able to pick up Octavian. S2G and the remaining member of SMB are meanwhile taken out by Ghost, leaving the 2 teams in a 2v1 situation. With Ghost's rock being the only cover in the field, Eastern Stars know exactly where he is, and a well-timed nade takes him out for the win. I wanted to include this because it shows the value of strategic passive gameplay. Eastern Stars played this slowly. They only took the SMB fight to make room for themselves, and they even did that quietly. Because they used nades, SMB didn't really get any information, and with so many teams within nade distance, it did not alert them to a new threat. Instead of taking the third-party opportunities onto A7, they used the distraction to gain better ground for themselves, taking the top of the hill and using Kapahala's flank to surround them. They nearly lose due to perhaps some slight over-peaking over the hill, which allows S2G to third party, but Kapahala comes in clutch and they are able to fight on as a duo. Ghosts then come in for an additional third party onto S2G, and it's now down to 2 teams. With the amount of cover the Rock and Car give Ghost, there's no point wasting bullets or risking a 1-1 split. Instead, a nade sails over the top and they take the win. Eastern Stars played it beautifully to gain A7's vital position for themselves, and their patience is what won them the game. Pmgc so far has been a very even battle on all sides with lots of highly skilled players. These 3 instances are some of the best final circles we've seen so far, and it will be fun to see what the teams bring to the table as we get closer to the league finals. I hope you enjoyed this shorter video, and please look forward to lots more content as we go further into this event. Do let me know who you'd like to see in my next video. Have a great day wherever you are, and see you next time. Right, time for the YouTube spiel. If you want to see more of this type of content, y'all know what to do. A follow is free, a like goes a long way, and the bell rings when you tap it. I hope this analysis was food for thought, and I'd love to discuss this in the comments. If PUBG esport analysis is something you enjoy as much as I do, and you want a community to watch official tournaments in real time, I invite you to check out our live streams here on YouTube, where I stream events for live discussion. I also stream casual and ranking games with friends on Twitch every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day wherever you are, and see you next time.